Oh, okay.
Okay, okay, bye.
Okay, good afternoon, everybody. Today is Thursday, June the 20th. My name is Judge Esparza. We have a couple of writ hearings scheduled for this afternoon. We do not have a court reporter. If you're requesting a court reporter, your case will be reset for a later date. Not hearing any objections, we will proceed. The first case I'm going to call is C-2808-24-J, State of Texas versus Hector Arciniega. Is that right? Come on up to the middle there, Mr. Hector. Rudy Conchera, you there? There you are.
Yes, Your
Your
Honor.
client is English. You speak English, correct, sir?
Yes, sir.
Your client is present. Mr. Conchera, you may proceed.
Yes, Your Honor, Mr. Arciniega is being charged with possession of controlled substance, non-violent offense. The bound amount right now is, I believe, at $10,000. He is not a flight risk. He has ties to the community. He is a U.S. citizen. At this time, Your Honor, respectfully requesting a bond that he can make, and we're respectfully requesting a personal recognizance bond at this time, Your Honor.
Says the state.
Your Honor, the defendant does have a prior felony conviction for a violent crime, which he went to TDC on, but we would not object to the bond being reduced to 2,500 cash surety.
Sir, raise your right hand. You swear to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
Yes, sir.
Where do you live, sir?
I live in Donna,
Who do you live with?
my wife.
Rent or own?
Monday?
You rent or own?
Rent.
You have a job?
Yes, I
Where do you work?
Legacy Electric,
How long have you been working there?
for 6 months.
Mr. Kacha, you have contact numbers for him?
Let me check my file, Your Honor. I believe we have whatever the court appointment
You have a
system.
phone number, sir?
I have my wife,
What's her phone number?
274-956-274-1473. Her father owns the company.
That's the number I have, Your Honor.
I'm gonna order a random UA, sir, so probation will contact you if you're going to get drug tested. If you come back positive, you come back to jail. You understand that?
Yes, sir.
If you don't show up when they tell you, you end up back in jail. Is that clear? Bond will be reduced to $2,000 PR. You should get out. If there's nothing else holding you, you should get out sometime tonight, sir. Make sure you stay in contact with your attorney. You will have to show up at the courthouse at a later date to take care of this matter. Is that clear? All right, go ahead and have a seat.
Thank you, Your Honor. That's all I have. May be excused.
Yes, sir. Thank you. Next case we're gonna call is C-2347-24-I, State of Texas versus Carlos de Leon. Hablas inglés, ¿verdad, Carlos?
No.
Where's Adrian? Sammy, oh, hold on, he's logging on. He seems to be frozen there. Gonna recall that one. Have a seat. Sammy's, doesn't look like he's been able to log on. We'll recall in just a minute. The next case we're gonna call, I don't see Paloma on there either. C-2807-24-C, State of Texas versus Victor Martinez. Speak English, Mr. Martinez? Regina Richardson, this is your motion on the screen that I saw her on there. Just have a seat. It looks like she got kicked off too. All right. Veronica, I see you, right? There you are. Okay, next case we're gonna call is 2739-24-J, State of Texas versus Edwin Orozco. Speak English, Mr. Orozco?
Sure.
Veronica, this is your motion. Your client is present. He is English speaking. You may proceed.
Good afternoon, Your Honor. The bond is currently set at 40,000 cash surety for a felony assault. He has no prior felonies. He's not a flight risk, Your Honor. You guys want to have one prior misdemeanor assault, it's not the same victim.
What are you asking on the bond?
Your Honor, for a 2,500 cash surety.
It says the state.
Judge, we're not opposed to a reduction, but we're asking that it not be cut any more than half of what it is at 20,000 cash surety. I will inform the court, Your Honor, that our office was able to make contact with the victim in this case, and she stated she does intend on asking our office to drop charges in the future.
Okay. There is a protective order that was issued by the magistrate. It looks like it'll expire on September the 5th, which means, Mr. Orozco, that you cannot have any contact with the alleged victim, is Sofia Gallardo. Don't call her for jail. If you make bond, you cannot go back to, raise your right hand. You swear to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God? State your name. What's your name? Where do you live, sir? What address? What address? Okay. You speak English? Okay. You can put your hand up. There's a protective order in place, sir, which means you cannot go back to the address located at 378 Verde Circle in Donna. Do you understand that? If you go over there, you drive by there, you will be arrested. Is that clear? And that will expire not until September the 5th. Now, the state informed that the victim may be dropping the charges, but until that happens, you're not to have any contact with the alleged victim, Sofia Gallardo. Is that clear? Bond, do you have a job, sir?
Yes, sir.
Where do you work?
Was this flooring, my, that company, Suniga store?
All right, bond will be reduced to $2,000 cash surety. No contact with the victim, sir. Stay away from her. You understand? Anything else, Mr. Sepulveda?
No, that's all I have, Your Honor. May I be excused?
Yes, thank you.
Thank you.
Gonna call Sammy, are you there? Yeah. C-27, I'm sorry, 2347-24-I, State of Texas versus Carlos de Leon. Mr. Reyes, your client is present. He is Spanish speaking. Let's that you go slowly, please, so that the interpreter can translate for us.
Your Honor,
Mr.
Samuel
C.
Reyes for the defendant, Judge. Your Honor, in speaking with him, I did determine that he actually does have an ICE hold and that he doesn't have does not have any sort of family or any contacts to the United States, Judge. So at this time, I'm gonna be non-suiting the writ.
Sammy, I checked on Odyssey. I didn't see any ice holds. Checked this morning. I'm checking right now. I don't see any.
Very well, Judge. Well, if he doesn't have an ICE hold, I'd ask the court to consider a PR bond.
What says the state?
Your Honor,
Any on there, OJ?
I didn't hear you, Judge. Say that again, please.
You see an ice hold on him? I couldn't find anything.
No, Your Honor, I didn't
Okay.
see that. But in looking at his NCIC, it does show that it looks like he was born in Mexico. So because he has ties outside of the community, we would ask that if it is reduced, it be to no less than 10,000 cash surety.
Sir, you understand that your attorney is requesting your bond be reduced. There is, at this point, no holds from immigration on your case. You understand that? Okay. Bond will be reduced to $2,000 cash surety.
Thank you, Your Honor. Judge, that concludes my business this afternoon, Your Honor. May I be excused?
Yes, sir. Have a good afternoon.
Likewise, Your Honor.
Paloma there? There she is. Thank you. All right. Next case we're gonna call is C-2815-24-I, State of Texas versus Romel Lozano. You speak English, Mr. Lozano? Mr. Lozano is present. Paloma Barreto, this is your motion. You may proceed.
Yes, Judge, good afternoon. I filed this writ, Judge. Mr. Lozano has been in jail since May 7th, so a little over a month, Judge. He's been unable to post bond or make bond. He currently has 2 felonies pending, Judge. They're still at intake. One of them, the PG2 less than 1 gram is set at 10,000 cash surety. And the other, Judge, PG1 less than 1 gram is set at 2,000. We're asking the court to consider reducing one of the bonds to a PR bond, Judge, and the other one to a 2,000 cash surety, Judge. If the court would consider that, due to the fact that he's been unable to post bond. He is a U.S. citizen. He advised me that he lives in Far, Texas with his mother. And he does have a job waiting for him. If the court wants to set any conditions to remedy any danger to himself or the community, then that's what we would be asking for at this time, Judge.
All right, state.
Your Honor, this defendant does have a prior trip to TDC on a possession of controlled substance. We are not opposed to the bond being reduced, but we'd ask that the possession of controlled substance penalty group 1 stay at 2,000 cash surety, and that if there is a reduction, it'd be on the penalty possession of controlled substance penalty group 2, and that be reduced to no less than 2,000 cash surety. So that would make a 6,000 cash surety total.
And Judge, I believe, yes, he has 1 prior felony conviction, and that was picked up in 2006. So that's almost, way more than 10 years ago, Judge, but he does have a couple of misdemeanors in the past.
Okay, raise your right hand, sir. You swear to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
Yes, Your Honor.
State your name.
Mendoza,
Where do you live, sir? What city?
401 Far, Texas, 401 East Thomas Road. Apartment 101.
You're a U.S. citizen?
Yes, sir.
Job?
Yes, sir.
We'll order random UAs through probation. Probation will contact you to go in and get drug tested. You need to make sure you show up when they tell you to show up. If you come back positive for drugs or alcohol, you're gonna end up back in jail. Do you understand me?
Yes, Your Honor.
If you don't show up when they tell you to show up, you're gonna end up back in jail. Is that clear?
Yes, Your Honor.
Bond on the penalty group, let's see, PG1 charge will be reduced to $2,000 PR. Bond, he's been in jail approximately 43 days. Bond on the possession penalty group 2 will be reduced to $1,000 PR. With random
Thank you,
UAs. All right, good luck to you. Make sure you stay in contact with your attorney, sir. You're still gonna have to show up at a later date at the courthouse to take care of these cases. Is that clear?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, have a seat.
Thank you.
Judge, may I be excused?
Yes, thank you, Paloma.
Thank you. Bye.
Next case we're gonna call is C-2807-24-C, State of Texas versus Victor Martinez. That's you, right, Mr. Martinez? Did speak English, correct?
Yes, sir.
Reggie, you there? Ms. Richardson, you may proceed, ma'am.
Yes, Judge, can you hear me?
Yes,
I'm getting some feedback for some reason over here. This is Victor Martinez, Judge.
correct.
Yes, good afternoon, Your Honor. I know that the state or the state may point out that there are quite a few priors that I see with Mr. Martinez, most of which are misdemeanors, and over 10 years old. In addition to that, this is an indecency charge. And I'm not sure when he was booked, Your Honor, I apologize, on this case.
Been in custody 9 days.
And Judge, my client has been able to make bond before. This is an $85,000 bond that he is not able to secure the funds for a surety. I don't have a problem with my client answering questions strictly on that issue as to whether there are any funds that he has access to secure said surety on a lower amount of a bond. And obviously, given the nature of the charge, any and all conditions that the court would deem appropriate to impose.
What do you ask in terms of bond?
Judge, at this time, Judge, I would ask for a $10,000 bond.
What says the state?
Your Honor, the defendant is a habitual felon. He has 2 prior consecutive trips, 3 prior felony convictions, including 2 violent crimes, being a robbery and an assault impeding. Those are both convictions from 2018. In addition to that, Your Honor, the allegation in this case is against his own daughter. She was allegedly 4 or 5 years old at the time. So this could be charged as a super aggravated assault in the future, looking at a minimum of 25 years. We feel 10,000 cash surety is too low to protect the community, to protect the victim, and we feel that 85,000 cash surety is appropriate. So we're asking that the bond not be reduced by the court.
And Judge, I do see here that at least my client indicated to me that he currently is registered and has been compliant with all of those conditions, is what he indicated to me. And so I think this is a delayed outcry, if I'm not mistaken. And so I don't know where, where this case will ultimately go, given that it's delayed. I don't know exactly what all discovery I'll be getting on a case like this. Judge, Your Honor is aware of cases of this nature and what what may or may not be provided to us beyond an outcry.
Raise your right hand, sir. You swear to tell the truth, the whole truth, nothing but the truth, so help you God?
For the truth, sir.
Sir, there is a protective order that was issued by the magistrate. It's effective for 1 days. It will expire, it looks like August the 10th. Until that time, you are not to have any contact with Kelsey Ibarra nor her children. You're not to go within 200 yards of the address. What city do you currently live in, sir? Okay. There's an address located in San Juan. Do not go within 200 yards of that address. Do not drive by there. If you do, you will be arrested. You will be provided a copy of this protective order if you do make bond. You need to comply with it. You're not to make any contact, not even from jail, calling the victim's family. Do you understand me? And even though the protective order will expire in August, I'm going to ask that you have no contact until this case is resolved.
Not a problem, sir. I don't want
I'm
to.
going to also order, do you have a job, sir?
Yes, I'm working at People Ready, and I'm also doing fences, and I live with my son. That's it. That's all I have.
You live in McAllen?
Yes, sir.
How old are you?
I am 41 years old.
Are you on parole or probation?
No, sir, I'm not on parole.
You're on probation?
Sir, I'm not on probation. But it's probation.
Bond will be reduced to $10,000 cash surety. Again, no contact with the victims. I'm going to order a curfew, 8 p.m. to 7 a.m. You need to be at home, sir, during those hours, 8 p.m. to 7 a.m. unless you have permission from probation. If they go by your house and you're not there during those hours and you don't have permission to be out, they're going to notify the court and you're going to end up back in jail. Is that clear? No drugs, no alcohol during the time that you're out. Is that clear? All right, have a seat. Good luck to you.
Thank you.
Your Honor, I'm sorry, my client did indicate that he understood all of the conditions Your Honor imposed.
Yes, he did.
Thank you.
The next case we're gonna call is C 2809-24-C, State of Texas versus Manuel Palomin. You speak English, Mr. Palomin?
Yes, sir.
Mr. Palomin is present. Reggie, this is your motion.
It is, Your Honor, my client stands charged with quite a few cases, Your Honor. I'm sure you have that, or at least part
I
of it.
reviewed the complaints. Yes, they're all
Yes.
verifications. Look like.
Right, and I did have communication with my client at our last setting, which was, I think, either Monday or Tuesday, with regard to what those mean and what they are, that he had previously secured his release, and then there were subsequent charges and a subsequent arrest, and that caused the surety at that time to then file its verifications. And my client stands firm on either a lack of understanding or a total lack of knowledge of what any of these charges are. And he is instructing me as his counsel to ask Your Honor for PR bonds on any and all charges that are before you. There are different types of charges, Judge. I'm sure you can see that there are some credit card abuse cases, thefts, and there is what I show is a manufactured delivery that's being classified as a first degree, that I think has a $5,000 bond now. And so, Your Honor, the other charges have to do with some type of either credit card abuse, theft, something along those lines. He has expressed intent to continue to plead not guilty on those, Judge. I don't know that it serves any real purpose. He does have his mother here in the county that I believe he would be residing with if he were able to secure his release again. And I don't think we have all of the charges that the state intends to go forward on filed and with numbers, or even before the DA's office is my understanding. I don't know that that's the case or not, whether there are other charges that aren't even at intake at this time. And he was booked, I believe, in January.
What says the state?
Judge, so looking at the writ filed by Ms. Richardson, it's only addressing 5 counts of credit card abuse, from my understanding, and the manufactured delivery. From my understanding, Honor, the defendant has been in custody over 90 days on that. We'll leave it at your discretion as far as what bonds you'd like to assess. The defendant is under indictment in the 275th for felony 3 DWI, another indictment with a state jail theft and 2 counts of credit card abuse, another indictment with another state jail theft, a burglary of building, and fraudulent possession of identifying materials, a 2nd-degree felony, another indictment with 2 state jail felony thefts and a burglary of a hab, and another indictment of a state jail felony theft. So Ms. Richardson is correct as far as these charges that her writ addresses. They are in our intake department. For whatever reason, he hasn't been indicted on them. I can only assume because we were waiting on the labs. But at this point, Judge, we'll leave it at your discretion as far as what you want to do with those bonds.
And I don't have a problem, I'm sorry, with my client confirming with Your Honor that he has ties. He is from here, I believe, and does have a place.
Raise your right hand, sir. You swear to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
Yes, sir.
State your name.
Manuel Palomin.
How old are you, sir?
39,
Where were you born?
McAllen, Texas.
Have a job?
Yes,
Where do you work?
Sorry.
I was working off and on, I was a personal trainer at the Gold's Gym in FAR on South Jackson and Ridge,
What city do you live in?
McAllen, Texas.
Rent or own?
My mother owns the house right now.
You live with your mother?
Now I will be staying on the farm.
So you understand that you've got some other charges that have already been indicted. Those have a separate bond. I don't have any control of those. Your attorney will have to address that matter with the district court judge. Those cases are assigned to. Before the court today are 5 charges that you had previously posted bond, but because you were arrested, the bondsman surrendered the bond, and now you will have to make another bond on those charges. Do you understand that?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So before the court are 4 counts, it looks like credit card.
I think it's 5 counts.
charges,
I think it's 5 total. Yes, Judge.
Correct, 5 and 1-man deal, and they're all set at $5,000 cash surety, correct?
Yes,
Okay, bond will be reduced on each one to $1,000 cash surety. On each count.
Yes, Judge, and just so my client understands that that's 1,000 cash surety for each count. So that makes it a total of $5,000 on these charges.
That's correct.
6,000, no?
You're correct, 6,000, my bad.
6,000.
Yeah, because there's five credit card abuse and 1 mental.
I apologize.
So it's 1,000 on each one, so it's a total of $6,000 cash surety. Anything else on that case, Ms. Richardson?
No, Your Honor, not on that case. Thank you.
All right, next case we're gonna call is, you may have a seat, sir, is C 2797-24-I, State of Texas versus Damian Pedrosa. Speak English, Mr. Pedrosa?
Sure.
Victoria Guerra, this is your motion. You may proceed. Your client's present.
Yes, Your Honor. We filed a motion on this. He's charged with possession of controlled substance. The bond presently is set at $20,000. I was looking at his criminal history. There are several cases in the past, most of which have been dismissed. There is a disposed case in the 275th. I can't really open the documents for some reason, but I don't know if it has to do with possession or it has to do with gambling devices. But anyways, it looks as though he's completed all his probations. He's complied with everything, and that was a deferred. And I believe he has some misdemeanor cases as well. I believe he's completed all those. My understanding, he's not on probation on anything right now. I don't know that he's been to prison. I don't think he has. Maybe the DA's office knows that.
What are you asking on terms of bond?
Judge,
If
I'm sorry, I thought you were talking to me. Judge,
I'm sorry.
just to cut to the chase, Your Honor, we're not opposed to the court granting a 5,000 PR bond.
Any objections from the defense? Any objections?
Well, Your Honor, I'm not sure. I don't have a complete picture of the financial situation of my client, but if the court wants to go ahead and grant that, we'll see what we can come up with. And if we can't, then I'll, reassess it with the court.
He said $5,000 PR.
Yes. Oh, PR.
Yeah.
No objections.
No objection? Okay.
No objections. I thought he said cash and surety.
Mr. Pedrosa, raise your right hand. You swear to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
Yes, sir.
What city do you live in, sir?
Benito's.
Who do you live with?
Terms.
Okay. You're gonna get out on bond, so you need to stay in contact with your attorney. Do you understand that?
Sure.
You'll have to show up at the courthouse at a later date to take care of these matters. I'm gonna order random UAs through probation. They will contact you. You need to make sure you show up when they tell you to show up, not when you want, but when they tell you. You come back dirty for drugs or alcohol, you're gonna come back to jail. Is that clear? Bond will be reduced to $5,000 PR. All right, good luck to you, sir. Thank you.
Your Honor,
Ms.
that's all the
Garrett.
business time. May I be excused?
Yes, ma'am, thank you.
Have a good day. Thanks.
You too. Next case we're gonna call is C 2805-24-L State of Texas versus Adrian Prigg. You speak English, correct, Mr. Prigg? Mr. Prigg is present. Reggie.
Good afternoon, Your Honor. I'm appointed on this case, and I show that he has, it looks like an MTA, full disclosure,
Yes.
on a sex
Yes, he
assault,
does.
and he's represented by other counsel. On that case, I believe he's on a $25,000 bond before you. There's no way that he can make that, Your Honor. I'm not, the sex assault shows a 23 year, so it looks like it was fairly recent that was resolved. I don't know at this time whether, I have another case that's similar. It's the only reason why I'm bringing it up. I don't know if the charges under which he was rearrested or arrested on are tied to anybody involved in whatever he entered a plea on or not, Your Honor. So he cannot make the $25,000 bond. I don't have a problem with Your Honor swearing him in on that issue.
All right, what says the state?
Judge, we'd ask that they remain as, that the 25,000 cash surety remain as is. Just for the court's information, this case was presented this morning to the, or it was scheduled to be presented this morning to the grand jury. I wasn't able to get in touch with anyone from intake to see if he was indicted this morning or not. He also has another possession of controlled substance that he was out on bond on when he picked this one up. And like Ms. Richardson said, he's also being held on a motion to revoke. We'd ask that the bond remain as is. We are speaking with his attorney on the motion to revoke about possible treatment and continuation on probation because of these new charges that he's picked up.
And Mr. Esquivel, I'm sorry, I'd just like to know if they're in talks about, is it an MTA or is it an MTR?
It's an MTA.
It's an MTA.
Okay. Okay, so the,
Raise your right hand, sir. You swear to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God? Sir, you understand, state your name? Sir, you can put your hand down. You have a motion to adjudicate, so even if you were to make bond, you would not be released because the court is holding you on that motion to adjudicate. Your attorney's asking that it be lowered. The state indicated that it was presented before the grand jury this morning. I'm gonna go ahead and reduce the bond on this charge to $10,000 cash surety. Again, even if you make bond, they're not gonna release you. You understand that? All right. Anything else for the parties?
no, Your Honor.
All right, have a good afternoon. Thank you.
Your Honor, that
Thank you,
concludes
sir.
my business. May I be excused?
Yes, thank you, Ms. Richardson. Next case we're gonna call is C 2782-24-A State of Texas versus Leroy Rodriguez. You speak English, Mr. Rodriguez?
Yes, sir.
Dan Mora, this is your motion, sir. You may proceed.
Judge, thank you, Judge. We're proceeding on the burglaries of a vehicle. We've got two other misdemeanors out of County Court 7. Again, he's got two cash surety bonds totaling a total of $5,000. These are $7,000 on 3 counts of burglary of a vehicle. They've been enhanced. Judge, we're asking that they be reduced to about a $1,500 cash surety on each, and then we can address the issues with the other two with Judge Valdez. He has been up on a TDC run 2 years for a 2-year stint. Got out last year. U.S. citizen, self-employed.
What says the state?
Judge, we'd ask that they remain as is. We feel that the bonds are appropriated $7,000 each. He also, in addition to having that TDC trip, Judge, has many state jail felony convictions for burglary of a vehicle. I'd say roughly 15 or so. And he continues to do this, picks up these cases, even after having all those prior burglary vehicles. We feel bonds appropriate.
Raise your right hand, sir. Swear to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
Yes, sir.
State your name. Where were you born, sir?
Texas,
What city do you live in?
Alton, Texas.
Who do you live with?
By myself and my mom.
You have a house or you rent or what?
It's a house.
You do make bonds, sir. No contact with the victims. Don't go back to those places where you're alleged to
Yes, sir.
vehicles, thefts alleged to have occurred. You understand me?
Yes, sir.
Bond will be reduced to $1,500 cash surety on each count. Random UAs through probation.
Sir.
Same thing, they're gonna call you in and have you drug tested, so you make sure you show up when they tell you to show up.
I have a question. I have one at 5,000. It's 3 sevens and one at 5,000.
The only thing before the court is the 3 at 7.
Okay.
All right, anything else, Mr. Mora?
That's all, Judge.
All right, have a good afternoon. Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Next case we're gonna call is C 2741-24-8, State of Texas versus Christopher Vasquez. Speak English, Mr. Vasquez? Mr. Vasquez is present. Albert, good
Morning.
afternoon.
Good afternoon, Judge. So the issue with this, Judge, he has 2 counts. We had filed 2 writs. My office messed up. So he has 2 POCSs, both at 2,500, Your Honor. I don't know if both writs are on file for this hearing. We did get a hearing date for the 27th on the second one. I don't know if the court wants to hear both of them or just the one that we have set for today.
Well, we can. What is he, huh? POCS?
These two, because this one belongs to court. So just these two.
They're both set at 2,500.
Yes.
You can just amend this motion if you want to include both of them.
Yes, Your Honor.
Make an oral motion. All right.
If we could,
Any
Judge,
objections
before
to
we
the
end it.
No objection, Your Honor. In this case, we were going to be recommending that both bonds be changed to PR bonds at 2,500, but we are asking that the defendant have a drug patch.
Any objection, Mr. Barbosa?
Not to the PR bond, Judge. The only thing is the financial restraint that would be with the drug patch. He does work as a forklift operator, but he has been out of work for a while. Believe he lives with his parents, Your Honor. The only priors that he has was 2 misdemeanor POMs, we believe. But we'll leave it up to the court, Your Honor.
Raise your right hand, sir. You swear to tell the truth, the whole truth, nothing but the truth, so help you God? State your name. How old are you, sir?
24.
What city do you live in?
Right down there, Edinburgh.
Who do you live with? Okay. Edinburgh, what I'm gonna do, instead of the drug patch, I'm gonna order random UAs, which works out because the probation department is here in Edinburgh. When they tell you to show up, you show up, you understand? No drugs, no alcohol. Is that clear? You come back positive, you're gonna end up back in jail. We're gonna revoke your bonds and you're gonna sit there till you go to trial. Isn't it clear? Bonds will be reduced to $2,500 PR on both counts.
Thank you, Judge.
Random UAs.
Yes, Your Honor. That's all I have. May I be excused?
Sir, thank you very much. Have a good afternoon.
Thank you, Judge. You too.
OJ on C 2773-24-C, State of Texas versus Jesus Cortez. Mr. Davila's office called right before we came in and they said that he indicated that he was going to non-suit.
Okay.
That's all we have for this afternoon. Thank you for your help.
I also had 2656, Judge. 24C, Charles McLaughlin.
Yeah, we took that one off the docket. Mr. Contreras had to be in federal court. I believe it was moved to 26.
Okay, thank you, Judge. I appreciate it. May I be excused?
Yes, sir. Have a good afternoon.